let's just look at lesson 2-3, question 11.
All right.
When I look at that, safe to assume I would do A intersects B first, and then whatever I get with that, it would intersect with C. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So start from the beginning and go in order.
Yeah, or in this case, you can just visually look. Where do all three circles overlap?
All three circles overlap with number 7.
And that's correct, and that's the answer to the intersection part.
Yeah, because I ended up...
But then you're supposed to take away what? You're supposed to remove A intersect B.
Yes, see, I did A intersects B, and I got 3 and 7.
That's correct.
And then I did B intersects C, and that was 6 and 7. And then I took away 3 and 7, which was A intersect B, and my answer was 6.
Okay, I think I see what happened now.
Is that...
Let me show you my screen here, and
okay?
I've got and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
do you see my screen now?
yes, I do.
Okay. Do you see how, like we said a few minutes ago, the A intersect B intersect C, the answer to that is just 7.
It's 7.
And then the A intersect B, like you said a few minutes ago, that is 3, 7.
3, 7. Okay.
Now, remember, those are the bouncer ones. So, in other words, 7 put up for the party, but both 3 and 7 are to be kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
So you kick out 7, well, he's gone. You can't kick out 3. He never showed up.
Never showed
up. So basically, you've got, do you see how the answer is the empty set?
The answer then is nothing, huh? The empty set? Yeah, that's where I got confused, because, yeah, I did the A intersect B first, which was the 3, 7.
Yep.
And then where it intersects with C.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes back to number 7. Yeah, okay. I'm good there.
So it's like 7 showed up for the party, and you're supposed to kick out 3 and 7 if they show up.
And only 7 showed up.
So you basically have a party with nobody there.
Yeah, nobody there. Okay, you can't take 3 away because he didn't show up.
Yeah, right? That's correct. The odd part about sets is you can't remove something that's not there.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you can't take the 3 because he never came.
All right. That makes more sense now.
Again, kind of strange compared to other math.
Yeah, but it helps when I can visually see how we got that. So you can leave that up for a minute. I can make my changes here.
I'll be happy. Yep, no problem.
11 equals. Okay. All right. And then let me see if I got the next one right. Number 13. That was A union B complement intersect C. I had 1, 3, 5, and 7 as my A union B. Let's see, A.
Complement. Yeah, that is correct.
My A is 1, 3, 5, 7. And then my U B complement, I had 1, 4, 5 as the B complement. I'm missing 8. So the B complement includes even the items outside of the circle in the
universal set, yes.
universal. Okay, I missed that. All right, so I've got to add that. 5, 8. And then it intersects with C, which was the 4, 5, 6, 7 I got. So yeah, I missed that one. Okay, so let me see here. Good thing for erasers.
Your microphone is so good that I can hear you erasing.
Oh, can you? Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah, we've got really good quality.
It's a Logitech HD camera and microphone.
Yeah, does a nice job.
So 1, 4, 5, 8, and then the A universal B complement is the 1, 3. Let me see, 4, 5, 7, 8. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 intersects 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the answer is 4, 5, 7, and that's where everything intersects. 4, 5, and 7. Okay, that makes sense now.
Final result. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I should go over number 15 then also. That is A intersects B complement. I had 1, 3, 5, 7, and then B complement was 1, 4, 5. Again, that's where I missed 8. I'm just thinking the circles, so
It's the same thing, yeah, right.
Universal, which means everything. I got to remember that. And then Union C, I had 4, 5, 6, 7. Then my answer was 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Yeah, here's a case where your answer was not affected by missing that 8.
By missing the 8, right?
It should be there, but it didn't affect your answer.
Yeah, because it was up earlier in the intersection. Okay.
Yeah, it got lost in the intersection. Yep.
Right. Okay. And then I should check 17 right away because these are all very similar.
Okay, I'm going to have to do.
Sorry. A union B union C complement. 17 is A union B union C. That's in parentheses, and that's the complement then. So really it's all the numbers in all of the circles.
That is correct.
And then it's the complement of that, which is the opposite, so it's everything then outside of the circles in the universal set.
You're exactly correct.
Correct? That's the way I understand it now. Okay.
Yeah, I like your reasoning is very good.
It helped when you went through the other ones prior, so now I get that I got to include the numbers outside of the circle in the universal set. Okay. Could we go through 19? Let's see.
Yep. Now
So
that
the
was a Venn diagram.
Venn diagram, right, right.
Sorry, this is so sloppy, but
No, so I get confused on is it the x divided by x, or
yeah,
is
that
it
means all x such that x is not an element of A,
x is,
or yeah, that funny looking E with the slash through it.
yeah, it's not an
Um,
element, so it's
not
not part of A.
so it's
Correct.
like saying A complement.
Yeah, so it's everything outside of A,
Yep. And likewise, or everything outside of B.
and then it's everything outside of B.
Now, did you remember that the or is a union?
I have that written down. Or is, see, union. Let me see where I have that in my notes.
Well, that's okay.
And,
Each,
and
each
is
got
and
it.
is union together, but no repeats. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what or is.
Or means union, and is used for intersection.
Yeah, do you see this one section I'm putting a rectangle around right now? That,
Okay.
that's just a quick summary of what we just talked about. Yeah.
Or, okay, so or equals u and equals intersect.
Correct.
Okay, so go back to that diagram. X is not an element of A. Lines are going one direction,
Yep.
and then union B complement. So it's everything outside of B,
Yep. And that's going on this angle.
which includes A,
Yes.
correct?
Well, most of A. Yes.
Most of A except the overlap,
Yeah.
right,
Correct.
yeah, into B. Okay.
So now comes kind of the $64,000 question, and that is, now that you see the answer, you still need to know what's the answer in a union problem.
It would be the middle there, the area that's not marked. Is that correct?
No,
No?
no. When you do a union, it's all the shadings kind of thrown together.
Oh, so it's the crisscrossing. So
But it's not
you
just the crisscrossing. It's even in areas like right here where my cursor
oh,
is right now,
okay,
where there's striping only going one way. So it's
right.
all the striping. The only thing that's not included is that center part.
Okay, which is the intersection of A and B.
Yes, that's correct.
So
So the final answer is everything except that little inner part.
everything but white. So
Yeah.
it's everything but the white inside.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So then 21, X is an element of A. So then I would shade, or I would cross A.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I may have to start that one over. This is kind of the final answer.
So if you were to start from the beginning,
What
X,
I did is I started. Here's what I did. I started with the part in parentheses. Okay, so
which is
I took
okay,
everything outside of C, which is the shading,
everything outside of C. Okay.
and I overlapped that with B. So I filled in B with this angle,
Okay.
And where do they overlap? Where the cross-hatching is.
And you overlapped B.
And that's all this part of the parentheses part. And
Okay.
then now I have to also intersect that. Where does that cross-hatching overlap circle A? And,
Cross hatching. Yeah, I see that.
and that should be in that red shaded area.
The intersection then is A, B. So you kind of start at the end, hey?
Well, you know why? It was because of the parentheses.
So if I was just to start with B, okay. If I was to start with B, I would use
You-
the lines just in B,
Yep,
and then the complement to C is everything outside of C.
yep,
Okay. And then where does that intersect with A? It comes back to the red area.
yep.
Let's see. So
It's a double, it's actually two overlaps. That's why I used another color.
B intersects C complement. How did you get the complement of C? X is not an element of C, so that
Yeah, that's the official way of saying it's everything outside of C. It's not in it, so it's everything out of it.
so anytime we see the line going through the element,
Yep,
it's means it's a complement. Is that
that
correct?
that is really correct. Yes.
Yeah. I'll have to make a note of that.
Yep.
Let's see, element equals complement.
Not an
Or
element, it's
not
a
an element,
complement.
complement.
Yep.
Okay, correct. Thank you. All right. So then 23, X is not an element of A, is everything outside of A.
Yep.
Okay,
I don't have that one, so I'm going to make it up.
that's all right. And then X is an element of B, so then I crosshatch B.
Yep.
So then, let's see, 23. And again means intersects. And means intersects.
Yep.
And then where it intersects is the.
Sorry, I can't draw very good with this.
Oh,
Let me try. I got to use my pen here.
so that is not an element of A, everything outside of there. Okay. It's on Smart Notebook.
Yeah, Smart Notebook is what I use to. It works the best for me to use a pen.
Sure.
Anyway, and then everything in B, right?
Yeah, X is an element of B. Yep, everything in B.
And like you were just saying,
It
because this
intersects.
is intersection, where is the answer?
So the intersection there then is the overlap between A and B, that center section?
Nope.
No.
I'm just going to put No, whenever you're in an intersection, it's the cross-hatching.
That's where I'm confused because
Where now,
I,
maybe
I don't
what?
see
Oh,
A intersecting with B in the cross hatching area. That's where I'm confused.
well, no, A. You're right. A intersects B in that middle part, but
Yeah.
that's not asking you to do A intersects B. They're asking you in this problem to do not A complement intersect B. That's so the answer is where the cross has 3/4 moon in here. This is the answer.
Okay.
You're right. If it was A
So it's,
intersect B, then it would just be the middle part. But it's not A. It's A. It's everything not an A.
it's everything not in A. That's right. The complement of A.
Yes. Otherwise, you would have been correct.
Okay. So everything not in A and
And where does that overlap be?
the element of B, yeah, is the cross-hatched area.
So
So,
intersections are always the crosshatched area, and unions are all shading thrown together.
okay. Crosshatch is intersection. It's
Yes.
another note there.
Another thing for the notebook. Yeah.
Yeah. Intersection is cross-hatching.
Yes.
Union is shaded.
Correct. Yeah. All shading.
Another good thing to know. Okay. All right, 25. So X is not an element of A, so it's A complement. It's everything outside of there. So I'll draw my lines outside of A. And X is an element of B. So I go the other way inside of B only. And X is an element of C. So draw my lines through C only. So again, then the cross hatching is like 3/4 of B and 3/4 of C, if I got that correct.
Well, here. I
That's the overlap, huh?
well, I took one shortcut. First of
Okay.
all, you see how I translated this into sets. First of all, up on the top.
Yeah,
Uh,
you did the A
uh,
complement. Okay.
yeah, and then this X is an element of B and X is an element of C. That's just B intersects C. Anytime you see an and.
Okay.
So then here's the shortcut I took. What's B intersects C? Instead of doing it all, I just said, well, where does B intersect C? It's this black shading. See that black shading right there?
Right.
That's where B intersects C. And then
Yes.
where does that black shading intersect the red?
The A complement. Yeah.
And that's just in this, I don't know what to call this little partial football here. Where the red and the black overlap is just this like triangular region right here.
So A complement intersect B intersects C.
And then I did, the B intersects C, and that's this black part.
Right.
And, and then where does that black shading intersect the red shading? And that's in this like triangular region
Yep.
inside of that.
Minus a little, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's very important to double check all of that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to slip up, of course.
All right. 27 then. A intersect B. That's just a circle within the circle equals B.
Yeah, I said that because where do A and B overlap?
They overlap. Yep, inside of mouth.
In,
Inside.
yeah.
Yeah. And then 29, A intersect B. It's the same deal. It's A inside of B. That one I got.
Okay.
31. Let's see. That was A union, and then in parentheses B union C. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
So did I.
Okay. And then 31B.
Oh, on 30, yeah, and then you're saying the other side, or, oh no, there's a separate problem,
Yeah,
31B.
that was 31A, and that one I got. And 31B, I ended up with 7.
Okay, I'm going to have to look at that one. 31B. Okay, B intersects C would be 6, 7, and that intersects A, 7. That's what I get too.
Yeah, okay. And the other ones we worked through, 33, A, B, C I got. 37A, that one I worked through. So I thought through that. A equals A, B, C, and E.
Yep,
B equals A, B, G, and H.
perfect.
And then D and F are universal. And then universal ends up equaling A, B, C, D, E, and F. No G or H. If I did that one correct.
Okay, I don't have that one to look at.
Okay.
Or maybe I do. Yeah, D and F are in the universal. Yeah, here's my picture
A,
of the
B,
one.
and universal.
Yeah, yep. I guess I do have it.
Okay.
Did you have any you wanted to look at on the lesson before that?
Let's see. Lesson 2-2. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pull that up.
I struggled with 3 of them. So in 2-2, lesson 2-2, question number 29. Goes on to say U is some universal set of which A is a subset. In each case, find the indicated set in terms of A universal or the 0 alone.
Right.
So for 29, the 0 alone
Yeah, except yeah, that's not a zero. It's but it means the empty set.
The empty set.
So what it's saying is, what's the complement of the empty set?
What is the complement of the empty set? It would be everything that's in the universal set, correct?
Exactly, and that's why I put that down and circled
But
it here.
see, how do you come up with the complement of the empty set? Oh,
It's
there it is.
basically means the
Oh,
opposite.
I'm not. Yeah, the eyes aren't what they used to be. I didn't see the little complement there.
Oh, no wonder you had trouble with it then. Yeah,
Like, what is this?
yeah, it is tiny. You're right.
9. So that equals the universal. Okay, I got it. So then 33, E intersects the universal set. How how do we
That
draw that? That's just a circle inside the universal
here.
set.
Let me draw it. I always have the wrong device here. Hang on. So you've got a universal set. Oh, sorry. I'm having problems with orientation here.
Oh, that's all right. So we've got a universal set, which is just a rectangle.
And then A.
And then we've got A inside of it, which is normally just a circle.
And now the question is, since you're doing an intersection, where does the universal set overlap set A?
At A.
Exactly. That's the answer.
Wow. I think I'm just overthinking these.
Yeah, that's it. Where do they overlap? You were right. It's in set A.
Set A.
So 33A intersect the universal set. The answer would be A.
A intersects universal set A. So then 37, A complement, and then complement outside of that, does that just nullify it?
Exactly.
So
It's
it's
like
just A. Or
exactly. It's like you start A, you take the opposite. That's everything outside of A, and now take the opposite again, and you're right back in A.
right back to where you started, eh? So it's A.
Yeah. Yep. You were right on.
Okay. Well, I think, yeah, the other ones were pretty straightforward. We
Okay.
didn't struggle with any other ones other than the ones we went over here. Just needed some clarification. Appreciate
Yep.
it.
That's good. That's one of the things that I think the Hangouts are going to be good for is that we can go through questions.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time and your patience with all of this.
Well, I'm just glad you're asking. That's what we need to do. Okay, then what I'm going to do is load the new lesson,
Okay.
and we'll go through. And it's not a very long lesson.
All right.
And you can see this in the book too, but it's 2.4, and it's basically called the number of elements in a set. And
These
then
are finite sets.
they show you how to use it as a problem solving tool.
These
It's
are finite sets. Is that correct?
these are finite sets.
Is that
Yes,
correct?
they are.
Okay.
Yes.
2.4.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Number of elements in a set.
All right.
Page 84.
Okay. I'm there.
Okay. Just take a peek at the example sets that are up there. I don't know if is that big enough for you to see?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
It's kind of tiny, but anyway, you can see how the circle on the left is the odd numbers.
Okay.
The circle on the right is the prime numbers. Do you remember what a prime number is? A prime number is a number that you can't break down into any more factors.
Okay.
Like, for example, 7 is a prime number. Why not? Because, I mean, all you can do is say 7 times 1. You
Okay.
can't say 2 times 3.5 because we need a whole numbers only. So
So
anyway,
number
uh,
can be broken down.
yeah, broken down with by using factors.
Okay.
So anyway, what is that in the overlap then?
The numbers in the overlap.
Yeah, the 11, the 7, the 31. You see them in the middle section there?
Okay.
So based on what we've talked about with sets, what are those? What can you tell me about those numbers?
It's the intersection.
Yes,
Okay.
that, and you could say that those are the only numbers that are what? Both odd and prime at the same time.
Both odd. Okay. Yes, they're part of
So
odd and they are prime. Okay.
yeah, and there's that word and again. Remember how we said and was intersection.
Right.
So so those numbers 11, 7, 31, 3, 13, 5, 17, 23, and 29 are the only numbers that are both odd and prime.
They're both odd and prime. Okay.
Yeah, or like we were saying with, if in the overlap of two sets, that would be like, for example, all the people who are blood type A and they've volunteered to give blood. You know,
Sure.
same kind of concept. Okay. All right. So that's just a little to get you warmed up. Now sets written so that I can illustrate to you. And this is a new concept now. You see this notation right here? Uh, hang on, my tablet's off. You see this notation right here?
Yes.
That is new, and that says what that says is the number of elements in set A is 4. And all that means is if you count up the elements in set A, you're going to get 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that N apostrophe whatever letter that says the number of elements in that set is 4.
So
The Yeah, and the official name for that is that's called the cardinal number of set A.
okay.
It's let me just give you a quick contrast. You know, when we say the Brewers are in first place right now in the National League, that one that I'm using, that's called an ordinal number because it refers to what order the Brewers are in. You know, they're first. But when you do a cardinal number, that has nothing to do with order. That's simply the count. How
That's
many?
how many, huh? Okay. Cardinal
Yeah,
numbers. How many?
that's correct. And sometimes you'll see it the word used in, like in the bottom sentence, it says the cardinality of set A is 4. It means the same thing. It means the count. So there's a noun, and sometimes you'll see it in the adjective form, but the root word cardinal means count.
Okay.
Okay, now something that's not on the screen. Let's do it right now. What is A intersect B?
A
Using
intersect
two.
sure. A intersect B is 7 and 12.
Correct. Good. Now, do you see where I got this answer?
Sure. The number of elements in that set are two numbers. So
That's
it's
exactly correct. So it's saying the count in that intersection is 2 elements.
count. Okay. A intersect B equals 2. So A intersect B is 7 and 12. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, this actually is pretty easy, this count stuff. Um, okay, now let's practice this a little bit.
Sure.
So I've got a picture here with a universal set and then set A and set B. What would you say is the answer to this top one here? What's the number of elements in set A?
It would be A, B, C, and E.
That's correct. So what's the count?
4.
Yep. What's the number of elements in set B?
Number of elements in set B is also 4. That's A, B, G, and H.
Now, be a little bit careful. What's the number of elements in A complement?
Number of elements not in A are 4. That would be D, G, H, and F.
Very good.
And
What's
then
the number of elements in A union B?
in the union, in A union B, that would be 6.
Good.
A, B, C, E, G, and H.
And lastly, what's the number of elements in the intersection of A and B?
The intersection of A and B would be the center there. A and B, that would be 2.
Good. You pretty much have the concept down.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
This is a little easier.
Yeah. Now, you have your book handy?
I do.
Go take a look on the bottom of page 84.
Okay.
That's what this problem that I have up on the screen is about.
On page 84.
Way on the bottom down there, it's called example 1. Counting the elements of a set. Yep.
Okay. In a particular school, 800 students are registered for, looks like
Yeah,
total.
that's a foreign language. What that is a test for kids from another country coming to go to school here.
Okay. 500 are registered for TSE, 200 are registered for both sets.
Yeah, now I've made a picture. We got to figure out where to put numbers to make sense out of this.
Okay.
Okay. What you want to do is begin with the overlap. This is very important in this section.
So 200,
Yeah.
200 are registered for both, so that would be the intersect.
So let's put that in there first.
Okay. So why do we start there? We always start there?
Well, you always want to start there. In a minute, I can show you why.
Okay.
Let's finish up. How many are registered for TOEFL?
800.
So what does that mean I should put over here?
Well, in theory, I would think it would be 800.
But then, wouldn't there be 1,000 in the TOEFL circle if I put 800 over here?
Right, right.
So we need the total to be 800.
So we should put
So therefore,
500. Oh, I see what you're saying. Ah, okay.
so
Total.
they add up to 800.
All right, all right. You got me there. And then you got
And
500
then,
for TSE.
yeah, so this is going to be what, 300? Now, can you see why if we wouldn't have put that 200 in the inside, here's what most students do wrong. By the way, this is done
Uh,
correctly now. But
so
here's what here's what most students want to do. They want to say, okay, TOEFL 800,
yes,
and then the next thing is 500,
for TSE.
and then 200 is where they overlap, and that's incorrect. And the whole problem is you got to start with the overlap.
How would you know that's incorrect based on the information?
Because here's what's wrong. How many are in the TOEFL circle right now?
1,000. Yep.
And that violates what the
100.
problem said.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's how we know.
That's
So let me go back to the correct interpretation here. We start in the center.
200 registered for both sets.
Yep.
That from the 800, we got 600 then for TOEFL.
So now we got TOEFL totaling 800.
And then we've got to subtract the 200 from the 500. We get the 300. All right.
Exactly. So now what's the total? Now let's answer these questions. What's the total number of students that took any kind of a test?
Total number of students that took any kind of test. It's 800, 500. So 1,300. Is that correct?
No. 200 and 300 is 500, and then 500 plus 600.
I can't add twice. Yeah, what am I thinking? 800, so it's 1,100.
Yep. How many students are taking TSE only? Just look at the picture.
I would say 300.
That's correct. And how many students are taking TOEFL only?
600.
Yep. Do you see how the diagram shows you all of that stuff?
Right.
Okay,
If
good.
you had another question that said how many are taking both TOEFL and TSE, then it would be 200.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep, you got it. Okay, good. Now, if you flip your book over to page 88.
Okay.
We have there that says a music survey. So they surveyed some students at this university and said, how many of you like jazz? How many of you like rock? Etc. Okay? Well, if you'll notice, there are basically three types: jazz, classical, and rock.
Right.
So that's why my picture has three circles. One is labeled J for jazz, one is C for classical, and one is R for rock. If you look, they have that drawn out in the book too. But so our job is, how can we get all these numbers in the right place? Well, the key is you've got to start in the place where they overlap the most. And where is the place in the picture where the most overlap is taking place?
That's where all three circles intersect.
Yeah, right in that center section. Can you tell
Yep.
which number in the list now in your book matches with that?
Well, the book shows a number 3.
But I mean, look at the list.
Yeah, 3 like rock, jazz, and classical music.
So that means we need a 3 in there.
Right.
Good. Now, we still need to do the overlaps, but we've got at least the heart. Now, let's look if you can see what my pen is outlining. I'm outlining where do jazz and classical overlap. Do you see that?
Sure.
That's the intersection of J and C. What does the book say for jazz and classical?
10 like classical and jazz. So the 10 would go there.
But 10 has to be the total of this whole thing that I'm
So
outlining.
we would put a 7 there.
Bingo, you got it. Exactly. You just caught the most important part. Okay, let's do this overlap now. How about classical and rock?
So classical and rock, they've got 13, so we would put a 10 there.
Bingo. And then likewise, let's do this one over here. Where do jazz and rock? What's in common between jazz and rock?
5 like rock and jazz, so we'll put a 2 in there.
Perfect. Cool. All right, you got the hard part done.
Okay.
Seriously. And by the way, you'll notice that almost always you have to start at the bottom of the list and work your way up toward the top,
So it
so
looks
that you
like,
get the overlaps correct.
it looks like the key then to this chapter is more or less starting. It appears as if you're starting towards the end of the problem and working your way back. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now we still got a little work to do. It says 29 like jazz. So that means the total in the J circle needs to be 29.
All right.
How are we going to get that?
So I would add up what I've got in the jazz circle and subtract that from the 29. So I would take 12 from 29 and I would put 17 in there.
That is correct. That's exactly how you do it.
And the classical, we need a total of 40. So again, I would subtract 20 from 40 and I would put 20 in the classical.
That would be correct.
And then the rock, we need a total of 23, so I'm subtracting 15 from the 23 and I would put 8 in there.
And that is correct. Now, there's only one more thing you got to do. We're almost done.
Okay.
I'd say we're almost done, but here's the issue. We don't know, might there be some numbers outside in the rectangle here? And here's how you find out. You see right below that list in the book, it says there's a total of 70 students.
Right, right.
The only way we're going to know if there's any on the outside is we got to add up all the numbers we have currently have on there and see how they compare to 70. So I'll just do that real quickly here. 17, 24, 27, 29, 37, 47, 67. So what does that tell me? I came up with 67 instead of 70.
So we got 3 outside.
Yeah, and you can put it anywhere on the outside. You know, I could have put it over on the right. Doesn't matter.
So this is interesting here because if you look at the survey numbers, it says 29 like jazz,
Yes.
23 like rock, and 40 like classical. So you wouldn't add those total numbers up.
Yeah,
Okay.
why can't you add those up? Why won't that work?
Because some of these students overlap in like a combination of classic and rock, or classic and jazz, jazz or rock. Is that correct?
That is exactly correct.
Okay.
Yes, it's because of the overlaps.
Oh, I,
And
I could see where you could get messed up on that real easy if you just added those numbers up in the book.
yep,
And
exactly right.
then I would think you'd put a minus number in the universal
Yeah,
set if you went
ex-
that.
you got it. You would have a total ridiculous conflict at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So really, there's a whole pile of these problems in this section, okay?
Okay.
And all of them the same idea. You have to start in the maximum overlap and work your way,
Oh,
you
starting
know,
to stop there and work out. Eh?
start in the center and work out. Yep. We'll do at least one more together, but
Excellent.
they're all like that.
This chapter's
Yeah,
coming.
this is coming. I can tell you're doing better on this. Good. Okay, now this one, I think you're gonna like this one too. This
Okay.
is on page 90 of the book.
All right.
Some funny humor here. Number 8 in your, it's number 8 in the assignment. It says Mr. Enroll, the registrar at a university. Nice humor, Mr. Enroll, who's
Enroll.
handling the enrollment. Anyway,
Enroll.
yeah, pretty corny humor, but okay. So anyway, it talks about students having a 9 a.m. class, a 10 a.m. class, and an 11 a.m. class. So that I couldn't label them with numbers because that would have confused our counting. So the 9 a.m. class I labeled N because that's the first letter of 9.
Okay.
And the 10 a.m. class I labeled that circle with a T for 10. And the 11 I labeled with an E. You understand if I put numbers there, we would be totaling them when we didn't want to.
Right. We got N, T, and E. Okay.
So let's just work this out. Let's see if we can figure this out. And by the way, these are percents.
All right.
So, not that we're going to write the percent sign, but that'll tell us something about the end of our problem.
So again, we
So
want
what
to start in the
yeah,
center. Start in the center where N, E, and T
yep.
intersect. So 5% have a 9, 10, and 11 a.m. class.
So 5 goes in that central part.
Right.
Good.
Then we work our way out from there.
Yep, we might as well just take the next one up in the list.
15%.
10 and 11.
Where 10 and 11 intersect.
And that would be this part right here, right?
Lower right there. Correct.
And that would have a 10 here, so that they total 15. Very good.
10. And then we've got 10% have 9 and 11. So that's going to be a 5 in there.
That's correct.
We go up 20% have 9 and 10. So that's going to be a 15 above the 5.
Yep.
40% have 11 a.m. So we're going to have to add the 20% in there, subtract it, and we end up with 20.
Yep.
We have 45 have the 10 a.m. So again, add those numbers, 25, 30, subtract, we'll end up with 10. Or, I'm sorry, 15. 15. For a total of 45. And then 45% have the 9 a.m. class, so that's 20, 25. From 45, we'll end up with 20.
Okay, almost done. Now, let's look at the questions that follow. A says, what percent of the students have only a 9 a.m. class?
Only a 9 a.m. class. That would be 20%.
That's correct. Now, here's the one that's a little bit of a challenge. Question B. What percent of the students have no classes at these times?
What percentage of students have no classes at these times? So I guess what we would have to do is add up the percentages in 9,
Yep.
10, and 11, like we did at the last problem.
Yep, that's correct.
Then we'll end up with a percentage in the universe.
Yep.
So 20, 35, 40, 45, 55, 65, 75, 80, 90, so it's going to be 10%.
That is correct.
So B is 10%.
And then on the diagram, if you were going to complete the diagram, you would put a 10 somewhere on the outside.
I wrote that diagram in my notes section.
Yeah, very good. So these are I can tell you kind of like these too. They're actually, in fact, you can buy puzzle books in the store that give you problems like this. They actually can be kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this comes a lot easier than the last chapter.
Okay. I don't think we need to do another example. Sounds like you're in pretty good shape that way. So here's the assignment for this lesson.
Okay. Assignment is 1 through 5 all, and 7 through 25 odds. Okay. Beautiful. All right.
Thanks for going through all the effort to connect on this other computer. That really worked out well.
I appreciate it. So I just need to look for this in either my Yahoo or my Gmail account and then accept the link. See, I was trying to get Google.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to put your Yahoo address in my mailbox so that you get it in both next time.
So I always go to my inbox and then accept the link to get.
It sounds like that might be the easiest way.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out, Google Plus and then trying to log on that way and hook up with you. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, that didn't seem to be the way to do it.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. And these assignments again are out on the school website.
If you go to the website, you'll see the same assignment. Correct.
Maybe you can help me with one other thing. For whatever reason, I lost my ability to log on to WLC.
Really?
Yeah. I get a server error. I don't know what's changed on my server here. I can't even with my laptop now, I can't link up. Something on my server here has changed.
I'll tell you what, while you're on here, let me log on and see if I have. I'm gonna first, I'll share this so you can watch.
Yeah, I'm getting a server application error. Now, I did text one of my classmates on my Monday night class, and he said he doesn't have any problems, so I'm thinking it's got to be something on my computer. It's got to be a setting.
Okay, so I'm going to log out. I'm just going to make sure. It could be that there is something with the hardware. I don't know. So I'm logging out. Now I'm going to log back in. That's my normal username and password. Do you do it from this Moodle screen?
I can't even get to the screen. I can't get that
So,
far.
well, you should. Okay, to get where I am right now, let me just make sure this logs in first. Maybe they're having a problem with the server. That could
Yeah,
be.
I don't think
No,
so.
I
It's
am. I'm in. Okay.
yeah.
Um, so would you could you try this in your browser right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it on my laptop so I keep you
Okay. So we
here.
stay connected.
I,
Yep.
I've got Wisconsin Lutheran saved as a favorite.
All right. So that's www.wlc.edu. Just
Yeah,
go ahead and so when you click that, does the Wisconsin Lutheran College homepage come up?
no.
This, I'll show you what I mean by that.
So when I do www.wlc.edu, then it takes me to a Google search. So now what I'm going to do is click on and open that up. Now I'm going to show you it, and I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to show you what it says.
Okay.
It says server error in application.
Yeah, there's too much contrast. Well,
Does
let me try. Oh, okay.
can you?
Yeah, I see it now.
I'll turn the light off. Does that help, or is that too dark?
I can see enough. Hmm. Why would you be getting that? Can you go to other web pages without a problem?
I can. I've tried logging on to like a different school or any other web page.
And
Not
no problem?
no issues. You know, I logged on to Carroll University. I thought, well, maybe it was just a college deal. So I get this server error in the application. It's
Okay.
a
Try,
connection to the
I'll
server.
tell you what. Let's try a different address this time.
Okay.
In your address bar,
Yep.
let's type this in. Moodle, that's Moodle
Yep.
dot WLC
Yeah.
dot edu.
DU. Try that. Huh?
Let me know if anything happens there.
So now I get WLC Moodle dash Drake University is an option.
Well, oh, so you're on a Google search page.
Yeah.
Okay.
It came.
Um,
Actually, it came.
well,
Let me just.
can you click on the WLC one?
WLC. VLC, Moodle, everything is Moodle training. Let me try this.
Nothing says WLC.
I got one that says my WLC.edu.
Yeah, go ahead and click on that.
It's trying to open. That's not took too much time. I get this server error again that comes up.
Okay, let me just quick try it on my computer. I won't show you, but I'm just going to do it. Yeah, I'm having troubles too. It's not you. I can see why you're having trouble.
Hmm.
Now I'm trying to Moodle. Moodle should work though, but
Just
the
just Moodle.
Moodle.wlc.edu that works for me, and I don't see why it doesn't work for you. That puzzles me. Um, on both your laptop and your desktop computer, that happens.
Yeah, it must be something on my desktop that isn't correct because my laptop, you know, um, runs off the desktop.
Right.
Hmm.
Let me try one more thing.
May have to call one of the IT guys I work with and
Yeah, I think you might.
see what they come up with.
Yeah, that moodle.wlc.edu will that I would recommend you go in that way, but if you can't, there should be nothing holding you back from that. I would recommend contacting that IT guy.
Yeah, you know what may have happened. Now I didn't renew my Norton antivirus, and
Okay.
I hopefully I don't have a virus or something. Do you use any of those free antiviruses that are out there
Yeah.
on
Well,
the web?
I'm using the Microsoft one, which comes with Windows. All
Yeah,
of I can't think of what it's called.
sure.
Just a minute. It's got like a castle for a
Oh,
picture.
here. Now here we go. I,
Well, it's Microsoft Security Essentials.
Microsoft Security Essentials. Okay.
That's what I use, and it comes with Windows. It's free. I mean, well, it's part of the Windows purchase.
Do you have to renew that every year or just go
I
on
don't think
the
so.
upgrade?
I don't think so. If you go, in your bottom left by when you click on your circle, the Windows circle down there on the bottom left,
Sure.
then then there's a search bar that comes up way at the bottom.
Yep.
You could type in there Microsoft Security Essentials, and that'll tell you if you've got it. Or just do Security Essentials, and then push Enter, and let's see if it finds it.
Yeah. It's not on my laptop.
Okay, well, that might have been a decision by IT.
Yeah, yeah. But I can set it up on my regular hard drive. Okay.
It does come with Windows, and it's a good program, and that's what I'm using.
Okay. Excellent. Now I went in the way you said, Moodle.wlc, and this time it worked now. So now I just
Oh,
got
it
to,
did.
yeah,
Okay, so
working on my laptop, so that may be the route I have to go.
can you see how to find our class then?
Yeah, I got to put in my username,
Oh, okay, and then well,
my
anyway,
password. Yep.
then you got to dig a little bit when you go in that way. You got to click on. Uh, Here, I'll show you. Um,
Username. Let's see.
so after you log in, you should see something like this.
Okay.
And are you still working on the login?
Yeah, I got so many logins and passwords. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I'm familiar with the courses there. Okay.
Anyway, you see the third thing down? It says 1314-SU.
Correct. The summer classes.
Yeah, you got to click that, and then this is what will open.
Okay.
And then if you scroll down, I think we're about like the fifth one from the bottom, Mathematics for Life.
Math for life. Okay, I see it.
And then when you click on that, now you'll be there.
Okay. I'm going to try this now. I located my password, so
Okay.
uh, it's just like when you log into the regular WLC website. I was just
Yep.
having a brain fade there. All right, it's thinking. So okay.
So it looks like at least you're into the site now.
Yeah, it's working. Just a little slow.
Now, just so you know, it's going to take me about a half hour to edit this video of what we just did, and then I will send an email out to everybody, and I'll have it on the. Did you see how I put the other one up by the videos?
Off to the yep,
Yeah.
on the right hand
Yeah.
side. Okay. Yep.
So I'll have one next to 2.4
Okay.
for yeah, if you want to refer back.
All right. So I'm in now. Math for life.
Oh, good.
Everything's there.
Yeah, and the assignments
Class
on there
videos.
should match.
Okay. And all the class videos are off to the right hand side then.
Yep, yep.
Excellent. All right. Appreciate your help.
Yeah, good job tonight.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks for taking time up.
Oh yeah, I just couldn't see cramming all of this into one night. It's just too much. It's not good for math. It really isn't. You need a little time to like you needed a chance to do the homework. Otherwise, you can't even ask me any questions.
Right. Right.
So this is much better than the way I did it last time.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. And I will see you on, what is it, Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday. I was at the wrong school. I'll see you on Thursday.
All right, Ron. Enjoy the rest of
Good
your week.
night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, you too.